Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. I actually wanted to cover other topics in today's video, but for the last 2 hours I got pretty much lost to this device, so I thought I should make a video about it, and that's it, my new toy, the Behringer Edge. I know. Making a video about a Behringer device can be a double-edged sword sometimes, because we all know that the Behringer synths are just cheap knockoffs of time-honored vintage synths, but not everyone has the money to buy the originals. And whether I use digital plug-in emulations or a hardware replica, in the end, everything is converted to MP3, ripped from Spotify, and then played back through small in-ear headphones, or even worse, on smartphone speakers. I'm almost certain that nobody will notice this difference to the original afterwards. A little disclaimer here, I'm not going to talk about Behringer's business practices here, nor if it is rude to clone current synths from other manufacturers, as well as not only rebuilding vintage synths that are no longer available or difficult to get. Other YouTubers have already talked enough about this, I think. This video is all about how much fun the DFAM, the Edge is, because that's what it is. It's a DFAM in a purple skirt that costs only a quarter of the price of the real Moog, but you know what, I don't care. I really don't care. This thing is pure fun. And let me say this, the Edge is an incredible fun device and an instant techno machine with MIDI. So let's take 10 minutes, start with a blank patch and see where the Edge brings us. Okay, so here we are. I already introduced the Edge to the Elektron family here. They already talked a bit about synth stuff. Okay, let's start with a little overview here. The interface of the the interface of the Edge is easy to understand, I would say. We have two oscillators, Oscillator 1 and Oscillator 2, with an envelope. We have a level knob for each of the oscillators. We have an envelope generator for both oscillators 1 and 2. I will get back to that in a bit. Then we have a noise generator. We have a VCF with cutoff resonance decay, an envelope, and also a noise generator. But the noise knob can also be a filter mod. I will come back to that later also. And then we have a VCA, which can go fast or slow. This is the attack. If you have a fast attack or you have a slow attack, that's all you can do to the VCA. But it's a percussion synthesizer. It's okay for being a percussion synthesizer. The oscillators, you can choose between a square wave and a sawtooth. At the moment we are only listening to the oscillator 1. Everything else is dialed back. For oscillator 2 we have an FM amount knob, and this is hardwired so that the oscillator 1 modulates the oscillator 2. Then we have the tempo knob. We have clock sources like internal sequencer or external, and then we have USB and MIDI, or 5-pin DIN MIDI. Then we can set a scale for the internal sequencer. And this is the actual inbuilt sequencer, which is pretty fun to use and pretty nice to play with. It consists of 2 rows of knobs, even 8 steps. The upper row of knobs is hardwired to the pitch, and the lower row of the knobs is hardwired to velocity per step. You have a trigger knob, so you can trigger without using the sequencer. With advanced you can skip through the steps and fine-tune the pitch or whatever else you want to modulate. And then over here we have the patch bay for sure. But I will come back to that later also. It's just that you get a little overview, but other YouTubers have done this already. So maybe you already know a bit about this synthesizer. So let's play with it. In the first row there's the oscillator 1. And you have, as I said, a frequency envelope and a level knob. At this moment we're only listening to oscillator 1. And this little thingy here, you can choose whether oscillator 1 and 2 are being pitched by the sequencer knobs here, or if the pitch knobs are not affecting anything from the oscillators. So at the moment it is on off. Or you can choose only to modulate oscillator 2 with the pitch knobs over here. Let's see when we go to the sequencer. But for now, let's trigger it by hand. So this is oscillator 1. The frequency knob is quite nice because nasty. the frequency knob of the oscillators are going in hertz, not in semitones or pitch or something. It's going from hertz. And, you know, the human ear can hear something between 20 hertz and 20,000 hertz or 20K. But the frequency of the oscillator goes much further than that. So you can go down until you only hear a click. Otherwise, you can go up until you basically hear nothing. So you could do music for dogs and birds and bats, but they will not like your Spotify playlist, so we don't care about that. What I want to say here is that you have an incredibly huge range of frequencies that you can use. And you can not only use this as a percussion synthesizer, but also as a sound module or as a bassline synthesizer or whatnot. It's truly here to get discovered and find new sounds. The envelope, when it's in the middle, you hear basically nothing from the envelope. But if you go to the right side, that's the plus side, as it states here. It goes up and then down. If I had an oscilloscope, then you could see it, but I don't have one. And if you go to the left side, it's the minus side, then it goes from down to up. And at this point, this is where the envelope generator of VCO 1 and 2 comes into place, because if we dial in something like this, so you can hear it goes from a higher pitch to a lower pitch. And if you dial the decay knob here, it's getting faster. Let's try it with a little bit lower. So if you go right way with the decay knob on the envelope generator, you can almost hear nothing from the envelope. It's great to shape the attack of the sound. And if I lower it, then you can hear more of the actual envelope doing its thing. And if we go with the envelope to the minus side, then we're going from a lower pitch to a higher pitch in the envelope. Now you can hear it better. And if I raise the decay, the envelope is getting faster. Okay, just want to mention it one time. So let's get back to the middle. You can hear already this is a nice bassline sound. Okay, what's next? You have a hard sync. I forgot to mention, you can hard sync oscillator 2 to oscillator 1. Enough of that nerdy stuff, let's play with it. So what we're hearing now is the actual oscillator being triggered by this trigger knob. If we want to hear what the pitch does from the sequencer, we have to select either oscillator 1 and 2 or only oscillator 2. For this example, we are going with oscillator 1 and 2 because oscillator 2 is already dialed back. We can hear nothing from it now. So now we hear the pitch that is dialed in via the sequencer. So if we go way back, you hear only a click, and if you then dial back the frequency knob, you hear nothing. Okay, let's program a little sequence here. Let's make another one. Okay, let's hear the masterpiece we've just created. The filter sounds nice. I know it's not a Moog filter, but it sounds damn nice. Already makes my head shake. And we didn't have a bass drum yet. It's just this sequence and it sounds so, I don't know, juicy. One thing to mention here, if I now start to raise the resonance, then you will hear that the bass frequencies get cutted away somehow. I think that's the 24 dB ladder filter here. I don't know which one, I'm not such a nerd, but you hear that? When I add some resonance, the bass frequencies are being cut. But you already hear what I'm trying to do here? Edge can also be an acid bassline generator. I will not say the 3 numbers here, but it sounds quite nice. And there's the bass back again. That's what I mean with the envelope and the decay. If you raise the envelope and play with the decay, you can create these laser zap sounds because the envelope is getting slower or faster with addition of this decay knob. From higher to lower. Or otherwise, from lower to higher. Let's leave it like this. That's the sawtooth. With a fast attack. That's the slower attack. If we open the decay, sorry. Sorry if I'm clipping. You know what I mean? I could play with this for hours. So maybe let's add the second oscillator now. Let's tune it a little bit. I have to say the knobs, the dials here are very sensitive. So if you try to find a certain specific pitch, then you have to be careful with dialing these knobs because all knobs on this, but especially the pitch, the velocity and the frequency knobs are highly sensitive because you have just such an incredible range of frequency that if you, as I said, if you try to find a certain pitch, then you have to be careful with turning these because otherwise you don't find what you... But that's also a benefit, I think. That's a good thing. because it makes you create bass lines or percussion sounds or other sounds that you don't have intended beforehand. It's a happy accident machine. You instantly can create, I don't know, surgeon-like sounds. Imagine if you start a delay or a reverb. I have to say, I'm quite impressed. Let's try out the FM amount. As I said, Oscillator 1 modulates the Oscillator 2 with the FM amount. Let's dial back Oscillator 1. So we only hear Oscillator 2 now. If we add the FM amount, you can hear only the modulation and the Oscillator 2, but not the actual sound generated by the Oscillator 1 because we have level on 0. But here you can hear the modulation it gets. And if you then play with the frequency of the Oscillator 1, quite FM-y. Yeah, let's add a little bit of noise. We didn't try out the noise generator yet. Let's hear it. Let's hear only the noise generator. Yeah. That's the noise. What makes the Behringer Edge stand out against the Moog DFAM is that the DFAM only has white noise, but the Edge also has pink noise. So I think that's a great sound design tool. You can play only the noise. And we have a noise, noise generator. I don't even know exactly if this is the same noise that comes from here. Yeah. If you start using the patch bay, then you can use this VCF mod to modulate, let's say, the cutoff or something. Yeah. At this point, I need a bass drum. So let's switch clock to MIDI and let's add a bass drum from the Digitakt. I forgot to mention you can switch the filter from low pass to high pass. That's a great performance tool as well. So yeah, I also forgot to mention how the sequencer works. Nah, not totally, but at the moment, the pitch knobs here are controlling oscillators 1 and 2 equally. You can switch it to off. Then you have no pitch, only the frequency of the actual oscillators. But if you switch to oscillator 2, then oscillator 2 gets a pitch from these knobs and oscillator 1 doesn't. So that's a quite nice combination for happy accidents. You hear oscillator 2 does this, I won't call it melody, but the melody, yeah, of the pitch knobs here. And oscillator 1 stays on the same note, which you can then tweak with the frequency knob. I have to mention that these knobs are not screwed with a case. The MIDI ports are not screwed; they are just on the board here. But it feels quite sturdy. I cannot imagine that I would break some of these knobs very soon. I didn't have it on stage. I will take it on stage for sure. But yeah, I don't think that I will have any issues with the ports or the knobs getting broke or something. Feels like quality build, I think. I know it's Behringer, but yeah. Let's try at least a little bit of the patch bay. Yeah, why not? Let's try the pitch output to the VCF mod. Yeah, now you can hear that the pitch knobs with its values here are modulating the cutoff of the filter. Let's try another one. Let's go from the velocity knobs to the FM amount. Yeah, okay. I love it. I would have loved the DFAM too, but now I got some money left to either buy other things or to just get out for dinner with my wife. And that, I think, is what I do right now. Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it a little bit to watch me discover and explore the Edge. Let me know in the comments if you like the Edge and what kind of music you do with it. Is it the instant techno machine I called it in the beginning? Let me know. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys, again. I really appreciate your time. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.